Hey, Erev Tov, Chanukah Sameach. Last night we lit 7. Right? So this is the last night of Chanukah. Thought we'd talk about an interesting detail in Hilchot Chanukah in terms of where we light and the order that we light the candles. The last night is a good night to talk about it because nobody will get confused. You won't lit the whole week. And the good news is, whichever way, whichever direction you've been lighting your candles until now is okay. There's enough shittot that I think there is one minhag which is probably the most prevalent, but let's look at it briefly. It's quite interesting how this comes about. And there are a number of shittot in terms of which order we light the candles at home. There are even more shittot. You'll be aware of which order we light the candles in shul, but we'll just try and understand where that comes from. So essentially, actually, I had this year, I think it was before the first night of Hanukkah, somebody called me up and said, if we're lighting the candles in the window, so we have to light the candle to the right. Is it to the right that's facing us, or is it to the right that's facing people that can see? They said, sorry if it's a stupid question. So there's no such thing as a stupid question. There's enough shittot about this. But basically, the Shulchan Aruch says, and I think the prevalent minhag, and what probably you've all been doing until now, is that we begin the candles, we begin filling up the Chanukiah from the right-hand side, but we begin lighting from the left-hand side, right? We light the newer candle first. Why is that? Where does that come from? So the Shulchan Aruch says in Siman Taf Reish Ayin Vav, he says, Yatchil la'adlik b'leil rishon ner yatel yemini, b'leil sheni kshe'yosif ner acher samuch lo yatchil v'yivach al hanosaf shotel smali. In other words, again, you start from the right-hand side. On the second night, when you add a new candle, so that is... you would say the bracha and you would light first the new candle from the left, kedei lahafnot leyamin, in order that we're turning to the right. Okay, this is based on, there are essentially two, well, let's just finish the seif. And then he says, v'chein b'leil shlishi, kshe'yosif od echad samuch l'shtei hanirot harishonot yatchil banosaf. So too on the third night, you add a third one, you start with the third, and etc. all the way until the final night. In other words, every night we say the bracha, we light the newest candle, and then we turn to the right, and we continue filling up towards the right-hand side. Says the Shulchan Aruch, we always say the bracha on the first candle that we light, which is the newest one, which is indicating the miracle of that night. That's why we have Hanukkah for 8 nights. The famous question, why 8, not 7? But every night, it's an additional night, it's an additional miracle. And to show the extra miracle that took place on this day, we begin with the newest candle. So essentially, there are two principles here that this is based on. The first one, said the Shulchan Aruch, that we want to turn to the right. We always want to be moving towards the right. This is in order to fulfill that which Chazal say. It says in the Gemara, it says, Kol pinot shata poneh lo yeh ela derech yamin. All the time, we always want to turn towards the right-hand side, like we have this by Birkat Kohanim, and we have this by many other halachot as well. So we want to turn towards the right. And also because, like we said, we want to light the candle, which is the Ikara Nes of this day, which is the candle that we want to begin with, say the bracha. Obviously, it's all of them, but it's the newest candle. That is the Nes of tonight, which was not there yesterday, and that's why we begin with that. So that is one shita. That's shita number 1. That's the Shulchan Aruch, and that seems to be the prevalent minhag. Most people go like that. The Taz has a different interpretation of what it means. When you turn to the right. So he actually understands it to mean that you should he says over here the Mishnah Berurah says the following. He brings it in the Biur Halacha. He says kol pinot shata poneh lo yeh ela derech yamin v'gam shomorei al derech hanes. And then he says like this. He says, "Vayin mishnavat halevush vataz, tekavanat hagmara hefech mizeh, dahainu shenelech miyamin lesmol." He says that the Taz actually understands we go in the opposite direction. We start on the right, and then we carry on, lighting the candles in that way. But essentially, the second opinion, which is that of the Gra, says something else entirely. He says that when we light the candle, which is the first candle that we're meant to light, so we said the Shulchan Aruch said you start off with the newest candle because that's showing the extra element of today, of this night's miracle. But remember, what is the basic miracle? What is the basic mitzvah of Chanukah? The mitzvah is Neri Shabeito. Person doesn't have enough oil, person doesn't have candles, person can't afford it. You only have one candle each night, you fulfilled the mitzvah. What we do extra is because we have a hidur, we have mahadrin and a mahadrin, so we have all the extra. So it's just a tosefet, it's just an addition. But really the mitzvah, the ikar mitzvah is the first candle that you're lighting. There's different explanations, maybe because it's if we're lighting indoors and it's next to the petach, whatever it is. But the Vilna Gaon actually says that no, we should begin not with the newest candle, but we should begin with the first candle. That's always the one. So he would actually say that you start off lighting the first one and then you go across. But so those are the different shitot. Again, as we said, the most prevalent practice seems to be that we start from the left, start lighting the new candle and go all the way across. In the Beit HaKnesset, it gets a little bit more complicated as well. And why is that? So we have, the truth is that, as we've mentioned many times, but the whole minhag of lighting in the Beit Knesset is very mysterious. Again, it's not mentioned in the Gemara. We do it, it's once it's established, so we have the minhag. But where do we light? So the first point is there's a machloket in terms of which way the Chanukiah should be arranged. Is it from north to south, or is it from west to east? Right? Is it the direction we have, or should it be the other way around, right? Facing the Aron Kodesh? That is based on machloket we have in the Gemara as to which way the menorah was in the Mikdash. One of the reasons that's given, one of the understandings of why we have the lighting in the Beit Mikdash at all, in the Beit Knesset at all, is because it's a Mikdash Me'at, it's a zecher to the Beit HaMikdash, and therefore we light the Chanukiah here as well. So there's machloket between the Tanaim. According to Rabbi, the menorah was lit from Mizrach to Maarav, right, from east to west. According to Rabbi Elazar and Rabbi Shimon, it was lit from north to south. It's brought down that we light against the south wall, the Kotel Dromi, the southern wall of the Beit Knesset, which is the way we have it here, and we have it from west to east rather than from north to south. That is one machloket. But then there's another machloket as well, and there are at least three different opinions here in terms of the way that one lights the candles. This is where it gets a little bit confusing. One machloket is, again, as we've just said, do we start going from the left to right, or do we go from right to left? And in terms of where actually the person is required to stand. So I'll just take that. So we've got, there's the Maari Brona, one of the Rishonim, who says, Hamadlich tzarech la'amod badarom. In other words, between the wall and the candles, and he's facing the tzafon, and he has to start from the right and light from the right towards the left. Then there are those who say, actually no, and this is the opinion, this is what the Mishnah Berurah brings down. He brings in the name of the Khatam Sofer as well, who says he agrees that one should stand on the southern side, i.e. between the wall and the candles, but one should start lighting the newer candles and go across to the end. In other words, the same way that we would light at home, from left to right, but you're standing on the other side, so that's why it would get confusing. And then there's an opinion, and seems to be the more prevalent minhag, this is brought in the Luach Eretz Yisrael, in the Kaf HaChaim, and other places as well, that actually the person who is lighting stands on this side, right, facing the candles, and then would again light from left to right. So again, it's based on the idea of the similarity to the position of the menorah in the Beit HaMikdash. And as we've seen, the idea is that the defining features is that we light the candles every time that you should turn to the right, whatever that means, different opinions of that. And the major question is, which candle are we focusing on? What is beginning the nes of tonight? Is it the additional nes, the additional candle, we start from there? Or are we focusing on the fact that the Ikar Adin, what the main mitzvah is, and then we're adding on to that? Okay, those are some of the considerations. Either way, whichever direction you light from, you have fulfilled the mitzvah. So tonight, everybody can go home, light your candles from left to right, entire Chanukiah, Mosif Olech, and that's it for another year. Rabbi Chananya ben Akasha, Omer, Tzakar Shbak, Kol Zakot Yisrael, V'chach Abal Em Torah Mitzvot, Shnei Madrech V'etzmat Tzidko Yagdil, Torah V'Yadil.